Okay, here we have the FRM220 NMC. In this case, it's the NMC-R3 lost password recovery procedure. And we're not going to be able to recover what the password was, but we'll be able to clear whatever the password setting was. So the first thing we really need to do here is we need to download some tools. So we'll go to our www.ctcu.com/support files uppercase FRM220 / uppercase NMC. Now what we want to do here is we're going to go, because this is the NMC-R3, we're going to go into the R3 and we're going to grab the password reset. And we'll save that. And then we also want to grab the latest firmware, because after we do that, we're going to want to restore the firmware, and we'll use the latest version. So those files will be in the download folder, and I'm just going to take both of these files and drag them over here to the desktop. And the first one I'm going to unpack is the password reset. And once I get this undone, I'm going to open up my FTP server. And allow it to my firewall. Now we may need to close this and open it again, but okay, since we're not able to log in, I'm using admin or admin and whatever, I don't know the password. So we're going to disconnect the NMC from the network. And we can see that we've now timing out. And we're going to hot plug the card, and as soon as we plug it in, we want to hit Shift 7 on the keyboard, which is the ampersand sign. So let's do that. Well, I need to be on the console, so I'm going to have to do that again. Okay, after hitting Shift 7, we're seeing that we're in the bootloader. Now, what I want to do is I want to modify my PC's LAN port so that I can match these settings. So to do that, I need to get to my adapter settings for IPv4, and I'm going to want to change my IP to the TFTP server IP address. So that's that IP. .2. And I also want to make my device file name ROMGS. So let me go back to here. I'm going to change the file name GZ. If yours already says zip, then that's fine. But we want to make sure that that's the right name. Now, as far as the TFTP server, I want to make sure my TFTP server is the 192.168.1.2. So we'll check and see if it's not there. So we need to start the TFTP server again. It's not a big deal. And we want to make sure we're... Oh, have I saved the IP address? Yes. No. Okay. Well, you can see even me, an experienced user, has sometimes have some trouble. Okay, so this is our TFTP server IP address. Now we want to go back to that console and we want to do the file system image upgrade 8. And we won't be able to get anything because I need to connect my laptop's LAN port directly to the NMC. And we'll do that again. Okay, now the image is downloaded. I want to say yes to this prompt. And then the flash will be programmed. Now this special utility, what it will do is it will boot and it will erase the double EEPROM, which contains all the settings, including the password. Now this is actually a very secure method because you need to have physical access to the machine itself in order to do this. And there's no backdoor password. There's no way around it. You need to do this procedure to recover, to clear the password. Now it does take a little bit of time. And after you've done this, you'll realize you definitely don't want to forget the password anymore. Okay, now we're going to hit 0 at here to reboot the system. And what we're going to see here is it's going to go into a cycling mode here. Now at this point, after it's done that flash by page, the password, the EEPROM, has already been erased. So what we can do is do the cold start again and do the Shift 7 and get back into bootloader. Now what we want to do is get to our new firmware. We're going to extract that. And it's down here. So we're going to again rename this and start the TFTP server and allow it through the firewall and make sure that the TFTP IP is right. Then come back here and do 8 again. And we got a timeout, but no problem. It usually does this every time. You just try again. And now it's good. Now this will transfer the 5.35 image. Make sure you're on that screen. Okay. And now it's programming. So this will erase the recovery image that we used and put back, well, at the time of this video, the latest image. After we finish programming, we'll let it boot up normally, and we'll be able to log in then from the console. And we'll be able to check and see if everything's been reset, our IPs, or if the IP is set, and we'll be able to get back in. Now, I'm doing this in a hot chassis, and I haven't turned the chassis off, and I have cars that are running, and none of those are being affected by any of this. So this is very, a non-intrusive way to, can also do upgrading this way as well, but normally we'll just do an online upgrade. Okay, the code's been written, and we're going to reboot. Now this will decompress the image into the memory, and then it will execute. And it will come up, and it should not even require a login. I should be able to immediately get into the system. And there we are. Now I'll type L to check my system configuration. Yes, my IP's all changed. So this is back to a totally factory default configuration because the EE was completely erased. So then if you have a backup, you can back up your configuration or just go ahead and start reconfiguring your IP. And anyway, you've recovered. Next time, don't forget your password. And that is it for the password reset procedure for the FRM220 NMC-R3, and you can do the same for the R2. Of course, you'll go into the R2 folder, get that password recovery file, and get the latest firmware for that. But it's exactly the same procedure. And that's it. Thanks for watching, and I hope this helped.